Marymount took great care of me when I was here, and the sisters were amazing. I still remember the sisters and what they did every night at 10 o'clock. You had to be in your room, and the sisters would come with holy water, come in and bless you. And that was a great way to go to sleep, and it brought prayer into my life, which I continue to this day. And I attribute a lot of that to Marymount.
When I came from my first interview with Sister Magella, she said to me, what we work with these girls to do is have them reach their potential. And that stayed in my mind. I always thought you teach. But there were a number of students who didn't know how good they were until they did succeed. And that was very rewarding when you saw those students perform and be happy and go on with their careers.
I can remember when we were going to open the Ballston Center and cut the ribbon, Sister Amar led us all down. She was the president at that time. And we all walked down from here to the Ballston Center, and the police held traffic up and everything. It was pretty cool. But it changed the dynamic of the university to have a center like that. That opened up a whole different dynamic of what we could teach, how many students we could have.
I've loved Marymount since the first day I arrived here as a nervous and excited first-year nursing student and a member of the class of 1979. Over the years, as opportunities arose, I kept coming back to the strong foundation of knowledge and experience that my Marymount education gave me.
I remember a lot of times fondly at Marymount. It was a very different school than it is today. The best thing for me at Marymount was all the wonderful friendships and connections that I made, and they're still some of my closest friends today.
I first came to Marymount in the early 1980s, and people ask all the time, gosh, do you get bored being in the same place? And the answer is an emphatic no. First of all, every year new students come who are eager to learn, and they're an inspiration for us as faculty. But also, Marymount has this wonderfully entrepreneurial spirit. From the School of Business that I initially came to, and now we're indeed this college that has both business, technology, and design. So the entrepreneurial nature of Marymount has been very, very inspiring for me and our students as well.
In 1996, I got a call from Sister Amar Gallagher and asked me if I would consider an opportunity. And when I visited the campus, met with people, I really fell in love with the institution. I really enjoyed the connection with students and the impact the institution was having on students and the experiences students were having. The Rose Bente Lee Center was just completed when I arrived at Marymount. And then also we secured the 26th Street project and was able to get those additional facilities built.
Marymount has gone through so many changes over my 22 years here. There's so many highlights. It's so difficult to narrow down that list. I loved attending special events such as Saudi Day, Special Olympics, basketball tournaments, witnessing General Colin Powell address our graduates at commencement, seeing the Most Reverend Desmond Tutu receive the Ethics Award at Marymount, and dancing in the MU Stars contest. When you ask me why I'm still here, it's because of the incredible colleagues, the faculty, staff, leadership, and our amazing students I've had the privilege of working with over the years.
Thanks to the wonderful foundation that Marymount gave me, I've been able to go on and do lots of things that I couldn't have even imagined. I'd like to first say that the most important thing I do in my career is help my patients, and my practice, Optimal Motion in Herndon, reflects that same foundation that Marymount finds so dear.
So I believe everything happens for a reason. And when I came here, I realized that this is a university that's very unique, very student-focused. I remember one scenario where I was at the Lee Center and a student who was Muslim put down a prayer cloth and began to pray, and no one flinched. She was safe to do that. And I said, wherever that can happen is where I belong.
I fell in love with Marymount. When I started as a student, I truly felt like I found where I belonged. And when the position presented itself, for me to apply to serve here as an assistant professor, I jumped all over it. And it was just like full circle. It just felt like coming home.